What's happening, Tamers? It's your homie S. coming back to you with another video. And today's gauntlet is going to be Gallantmon with me on the right, of course, playing against BlackWargreymon. So my opponent starts off with an Agumon into a Greymon, and I'm going to follow up with a Guillemon and using the red memory boost to search. My opponent's going to raise the Wargrey to attack for 8k into my, or no, 6k into security and draw for the Greymon. I'm going to run into a Wargreymon, so it loses a little bit of momentum there, and it's also playing a Greymon for 5, which is not something you want to see. Gonna raise Digivolve into the Greymon, Digivolve into Rise, and pop the memory boost, and Rise is gonna pitch to play the Tocado, which is now gonna allow me to Digivolve into a Gallantmon and Blitz, and I'm only swinging for 11k here though, because I deleted his Greymon, and I could have died into any of his Megas, but luckily I actually ended up living, so we are in a insanely good spot at this point, because now the Gallantmon can attack for 14k in 2 checks at this point. With his own, because he has security attack himself, and hit into a memory boost, and he needs to be able to deal with my Digimon in the back, but most likely probably not gonna. Yeah, and that's probably one of the quickest games I've ever played, and we're gonna actually just move right on the game too, because this was able to get some overwhelming advantage with the Tocado into the Blitz and get a lot of early damage in. Moving right along the game 2, he's going to make me go first. Has Digimon Digivolve into the Warp Guillemon, play Guillemon, and get a pretty good search here. So I hit Tocado, which is nice. I'm going to get a +2 here, but I lost one of my Crimson modes, and I think I made a mistake here. So I remember not taking the Growlmon when I needed a level 4 in favor of the Crimson mode. I don't know why I did that, thinking I was like, oh, I'll draw into another level 4 eventually. Well, a lot of y'all probably definitely know how it goes, where it's like, yeah, you think you're going to draw into a level, and yeah, you never do. They're just all clumped together somewhere in the bottom of your deck. So I should have just taken the Growlmon and just deal with it later, and it's not like I didn't have a second Crimson mode to potentially just draw into later in the game. So he's gonna raise the Greymon, get a attack in, and draw a card for free, and get rid of my Guillemon, so it's not getting any extra checks. Then he's also gonna play a Agumon as well to get a search, which is pretty good. And yeah, I don't have a lot going on here right now. I kind of just definitely shot myself in the foot, because I should have at least been able to Digivolve into a champion, but not gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna attack actually and just raise the Guillemon rather, and attack and just draw a card with the Digimon to hopefully draw into something. Gonna play another Guillemon, which seems decent. I hit Tocado, but unfortunately I don't hit a Growlmon, which is really annoying. Like, the Growlmons can't search themselves, which really sucks. I kind of wish it could. I don't know why he just didn't allow it to just search himself, which would have been nice, but unfortunately it's not the case, which is one of the other weaknesses of this deck. One thing I will say about Gallantmon, I dislike how much support it's gotten, and the deck is still not that good in terms of like competitive play. Like, it's a solid tier 2 deck, but it's not something to like take to a Ultimate Cup, maybe to a regional, but not to an Ultimate Cup if you really want to win, because of its power level. What it does is pretty strong, but I mean, you can say that about a lot of decks, and okay, we drew into a champion, so that's good. But I might be too far behind at this point. I only have one guy raising versus his 3 that he's working with. It kind of depends, though. I do have the Digimon, though. Digimon could potentially do some type of some decent plays. But one other thing that's unfortunate about Digimon too is that it can get Digivolved easily by another Wargreymon or a Metal Greymon, which would be unfortunate. So let's see how it goes. He has double memory boost to get a couple searches, and he's going to attack with the Metal Grey and tap Hero to be at 10k, which is decently respectable. But of course, he still dies to any of my Megas, but at least he won't die to any of my Ultimates that are 8k. Gonna play another Agumon. I think the first Agumon grabbed the Omnimon, by the way, as well. So he has like 2 BlackWargreys, I think we know, in his hand, and a Omnimon, and he's threatening game next turn, so I have to go try to do something. Unless I have Crimson Blaze in security or Crimson Blaze in hand. Crimson Blaze will help a little bit here. I need an ultimate. If I have an ultimate to pair with the Digimon, I can definitely clear his board. So that'll be decent there, but then he still has the Greymon in the back, and he can easily just, he has all the memory he needs. He can gain up to 7 memory for the turn with the 2 red memory boost. So I'm gonna Digivolve into Rise. Rise is going to probably not Digiburst at this point. I actually value the inheritables here. Well, at least the Growlmon. The Growlmon's inheritable doesn't come up often, but if you're attacking with a Digimon with Growlmon in its name, you can, or Gallantmon in its name, you can delete one of your opponent's 3k or lower Digimon. So I could delete one of the Agumons, and then Rise Greymon can minus 2k because I have a red Tamer in play, and delete the other Agumon. And I was going to pop the red memory boost, but I decided not to, because again, he can get as much memory as he needs to anyway right now. Yep, going to delete both Agumons, and it was nice to clear all his Digimon and get a check. But again, if he has another Metal Greymon here, which he does, there you go. And Yeah, he can just de-digivolve and then attack over it, and then he can actually pop both memory boosts and then like attack over it, and then like, so okay, yeah, he could like pop my Takato and then attack over my my Rise and then unsuspend with the Wargrave and then attack again, which I think might have been a better play. But either way, I think it's kind of fine here because as you can see, I'm playing red memory boost, and digging 4 cards and not hit a rookie there really hurts. And the game's probably over at this point. I just played a Takato to pass turn. That's not good at all. Really not good. That's a really bad spot. There's really not much in security that can save me. I think he has 14k. 14k is the only thing that would save me is a Crimson Mode of security to give me some type of chance to pull back into the game, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case at this point. Like, this is an example in a tournament. Now granted, I know that the game was already over, but I was kind of just just seeing what I was going to draw. It didn't really matter, but I would like to say in a position like that where it's most likely game and there's nothing you can do about it, scoop your cards up and get ready for the next game. There's no reason to play until let your opponent hit your last security and then, oh no, you attacked me directly, now the game is over. All right, now we'll go to the next game. You're wasting time. We only have 55 minutes in each round, and you want to try to play as fast as possible and as efficiently as possible. And we're moving on to game 3. He's going to start off with an Agumon into a Greymon, which is a pretty strong start. It's the best you can ask for in these build tall kind of decks. Gonna Digivolve into Gallantmon, into a Goonimon, into BlackWargreymon. That's not the kind of stack you want to see, but I think I did that specifically because if I do have a Tamer in hand, or if I draw into a Tamer, I can easily just Digiburst those two without crying about it. And then I'll keep the Digimon, of course, to draw a card. I'm going to play a Gallantmon, and what we're doing now is at this point in matchups like tall matches like this, you kind of want to build a second stack on the field because you don't want to raise your first stack and it gets bodied by them answering whatever Mega you Digivolved into or whatever, depending on the situation on the board. So that's pretty much what we're doing here, kind of old school Digimon, where you make a second stack on the board and force your opponent to raise their Digimon in the back in the raising area to and then counter theirs. So building all the way up just about to a second Mega here. What's even interesting about this position is the BlackWargreymon has 2 sources under it, so if he doesn't get rid of it this turn, I can actually Digiburst 2 here and then play one of my Tamers, and could be a pretty interesting turn. So here it seems enticing to be able, I think I was so caught up and I was like, oh man, I can get a 2-for-1 here and I can Digiburst 2, play Takato, and then I think we'll see here in a second what I ended up doing. Okay, so yep, Digiburst 2 to play Takato. I shouldn't have played a Takato there because whenever he does go BlackWargreymon, Takato is so important for that blitz that him getting rid of it easily with the BlackWargreymon is going to be really detrimental to me. And even when he does it right here, my Gallantmon can't attack over it. I'm not playing, one thing that sucks about this matchup as well is I'm not playing, what's the card called? Judgment of the Blade. Judgment of the Blade would have been easy to just attack over it. Like in this position right here, it'd be so clutch and the game would be close to over at this point with me just about having 2 Megas on the board. But I remember I'm playing Lightning Joust right now, and I think I had a Lightning Joust in hand. So that's something to consider, but at the same time, you know what? We're playing in a format where BlackWargreymon is a deck you might see once in a tournament. And as you can see, I also have the hero in hand. I had to make an edit because I took a little bit of time on what I wanted to Digiburst and play off of the first BlackWargreymon I had out, and now I see how much of a severe mistake it was to just let my Takato go out there like that, knowing that a BlackWargreymon wasn't already up on the board and that could just threaten my Takato. So I'm gonna definitely end up paying for it here, but let's see if I can end up coming back. It's gonna play an Agumon. Now we're in a weird spot where like he has like a board where he can just about build back up into another ultimate. He has the BlackWargreymon in the field, which is one of the like most feared Digimon, if you will, on the board, especially with a BlackWargreymon. There's really not a lot you can do. I'm going to Digivolve into a Magidramon in the back, and what sucks about that is I also don't have the Blitz to be able to attack as well. Now the ideal thing to have at this point is to, oh my god, his Agumon live. That is such a big deal. Like the Labramon from EX02 in Imperial being 1k, and any other in Antibody Digimon being 1k. When a rookie that has 2k swings into your security, you hit a 1k Digimon, it feels so good because it might restand and attack again, and you're getting 2 checks out of a rookie. That's kind of crazy. So I wasn't sure about this play. I paused right here, as you can see me pausing, because I'm like, can he do that? This is a different spot where you Omni while your Digimon's already stood, and I'm assuming you can do it like that. I don't know. I didn't really question it because I want to say I didn't care, but I didn't care enough to go look it up. I just kind of wanted to get through these games. But now he has an Omni as well, so even if I have Crimson mode here, it sucks. And you know what? I think I did have Crimson mode, and this made me realize even more how much I shouldn't have used that Tocado like that, because I could have, you know, played the Crimson and then blitzed and you know, done my thing. Or I think I just drew it. I take that back, because last turn when he had the Wargray out, it would no. I guess I did you off into the Digimon, so yeah, it didn't matter. I needed 2 turns to do what I needed to do. So kind of unfortunate. It is what it is. I'm gonna play Crimson Blaze. It only costs 3, so put me at 0. Then I'm also gonna play the hero and put him at. Oh yeah, he put me at 4, so I went to 1. So for memory efficiency, I just played another hero. So put him at the 3. He's gonna get anyway. Giving him 4 is dangerous at this point because he could black metal and then the metal Greymon, excuse me, and then do another Digivolution into, you know, his BlackWarg. So he's gonna play an Agumon and play another Agumon, and I'm going to. If I don't have another Crimson Blaze, I literally can just die next turn, and this is such a weird spot, and this is one unfortunate weakness of the Gallantmon deck. I cannot really delete the Omnimon. Well, I can attempt to delete it, but he'll just, you know, protect it by trashing one of his level 6 sources. So, really, really unfortunate spot. And I'm not playing Gaia Force here. Just playing the Crimson Blazes, of course, like in the deck profile. Got another Crimson Blaze, so that helps, I guess. But I'm still in a rough spot, not really sure how I'm going to get out of this. So yeah, I actually decided to pass because there's not a lot I can do from this spot. And his Omnimon also has blocker, which, well, it doesn't have blocker now because he doesn't have a red Digimon on board, but no, now he does. So playing a Geo Gray for memory efficiency there, it costs 6. He's going to give me the 3 I'm getting anyway. And he's not threatening game next turn, but he could potentially Jogress on his next turn and raise, so that's not good either. And I don't think there's a lot I can do about it either. I just burned 2 Crimson Blazes, so yeah, again, not looking good. I really should have. Well, okay, we're gonna Digivolve into a Nagunimon. Not sure exactly what that's accomplishing here, but I'm gonna Digivolve into a Rise Gray. Okay, I guess in this sense, like if I have the 3-cost Gallantmon, I could potentially do something next turn if I get a next turn, but it looks like we're not going to because he has the Chimeramon, which pretty much lets him skip up into a level 5, and he's going to go into the Wargray. Wargray is going to attack for 13k and like 3 checks, and then he has to attack for game, and that's going to be the match. So yeah, y'all, that misstep unfortunately is going to cost me that match. I'm not sure exactly how much it would have helped if I did have the blitz, but at the same time, I think being able to, well, no, because I mean, he had the Omni on the board as well, and unfortunately deletion the Omni protects from, so that wasn't going to work there either. But no matter what, I think the main takeaway there is to make sure you play your Tocados if you can after the BlackWargreymon is on the field already. And then ultimately, you definitely don't want to play 2 Tocados because they'll definitely eat up both Tocados because you know that 6 costs or less. But with that, that's going to be it for this Gauntlet. Stay tuned for the 3rd Gauntlet coming up soon. And then after that, I'm going to try my best to get up these other 2 matches that I want to get up before BT9 comes about. And then we got a bunch of BT9 content coming up for y'all. More gauntlets, more deck profiles, and things like that. So stay tuned. Y'all know what it is. Y'all have a great day and or night whenever you're catching this video. This is your homie S. Dot heading out. Peace.